Here is the last time every NBA team won the NBA Finals. Obviously, we start off with these past finals as OKC beat the Pacers in 7 games. Now, obviously, as a Thunder fan, I'm going to be pretty happy about this, and I don't want to hear the bandwagon allegations because I'm from Oklahoma. I've been a fan since I was 7 years old. I got family there. I want to get that out the way, but it's hard not to talk about this game without bringing up Tyrese Halliburton's injury. I mean, that's one of the most devastating, if not the most devastating injury I've ever experienced as a sports fan. But I do believe that we do deserve this in a way. We built an organic team. We were the best team in the regular season, one of the best regular season teams of all time, so I'm not going to brag anymore, but those are your 2025 champs. We cut to 2024 when the Celtics won the NBA Finals in 5 games against the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I think a lot of people were expecting a more competitive series from Luka and Kyrie, but the Celtics were just a far better team in this series. Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP, even though I think it should have been Jason Tatum, and this was the Celtics' record-setting 18th NBA banner. We now go to 2023, where the Denver Nuggets won their first championship in 5 games against the Miami Heat. Now, the Heat, this is the season where they went on that crazy Cinderella run. They were the 8th seed. Jimmy Butler had one of the greatest postseasons that I've ever seen, but the Nuggets were just the better team in this series, and Nikola Jokic was just the best player, still is the best player in the world, and like I said, the Nuggets won their first championship this season. We now go to 2022, where the Warriors defeated the Celtics in 6 games, winning their 4th championship in 8 seasons, and I don't know if you count this championship with their dynasty, but I would. I know they lost so many guys, and Curry, Draymond, Clay are really the only guys left, but I count it as a dynasty. And out of any of their championship winning teams, this one was definitely my most favorite. Curry finally cemented his legacy, finally winning that Finals MVP. Jordan Poole went absolutely crazy. He had a lot of likable guys on that team. Gary Payton, Otto Porter, you name Andrew Wiggins, and honestly, it just sucks what Draymond did to Jordan Poole that following offseason. Really killed his confidence, really killed what he had going for him, and honestly, egos have killed the Warriors dynasty. We go to 2021 where the Bucks won it all, and even before the series started, they were really given no chance. The Bucks were not given a chance to win. Everyone thought the Suns were going to win, and the Suns went up 2-0 early in the series, and that's when everyone thought, yeah, the Bucks have no shot of winning the series. But they somehow rallied off 4 straight wins, winning Game 6 at home, which, by the way, was a beautiful sight, seeing the confetti fall down and the Milwaukee fans cheering and Giannis sitting down with the hat, about to cry. First Milwaukee Bucks Finals victory in 50 years. Absolutely insane. Obviously, Giannis wins Finals MVP. And even though it was only his 8th season, it felt like it took a long time, but yeah, genuinely one of my favorite championship teams of all time. The Lakers won it all in 2020, defeating the Miami Heat, who were led by Jimmy Bubble Monster, and I know a lot of people put an asterisk next to this Lakers team, but even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Lakers, I'm going to defend this team because they were the 2nd best regular season team of all time. They were the preseason favorites to win it all. And it just so happens that the number 1 seed Bucks get eliminated in the first round. I don't think this team deserves to have an asterisk next to it. I think they very well deserved it. This is LeBron's 4th ring, his 4th Finals MVP. He became the first player in NBA history to win Finals MVP with 3 separate teams. The Raptors won it all in 2019, beating the Warriors in 6 games, and this was the end of the KD days with the Warriors. Now, I mean, people put an asterisk on this because, KD got hurt, Klay Thompson got hurt, but that's a different story. This is the infamous Kawhi season where they traded for him in the 2018 offseason, traded away DeMar DeRozan, and like I said, this was the infamous Kawhi season. Only played 1 season in Toronto, had maybe the best year of his career, and had a postseason and regular season so dominant, people were saying Kawhi Leonard was the best player in the world. We finally skip ahead a few years to 2016, where it was last and the Cavs won, defeating the 73-9 Warriors, coming back down 3-1, winning in Game 7, and one of the best games in NBA history. Genuinely storybook finish. LeBron James finally gets that championship for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We need a movie about this someday, and I think out of any championship, maybe in sports, definitely the NBA, this is definitely, in my opinion, the most iconic championship in NBA history. Last time the Spurs won it all was in 2014 against the Heat when they beat them in 5, and this was the last of the Spurs dynasty, and this was LeBron's final game as a member of the Miami Heat, and this was the series that the whole world started to know who Kawhi Leonard was. He was the LeBron stopper, and he won Finals MVP. Last time the Heat won it all was in 2013, this time against the Spurs. In 7 games, this was the infamous Ray Allen Game 6 shot, arguably the best shot in NBA history. Then you go to Game 7, which is a very underrated game, a game that does not get talked about a lot, but a very close, tightly contested game where the Heat did win it all, and this was the last championship in the Heatles era. We go to 2011, where it was the first and only Mavericks championship so far, and if you don't know about this championship, this team was infamous with being underdogs. Even though they only had one less win than the Heat this season, not a lot of people were giving them a shot because they were old and they were playing a super team, the Heat, but a team led by a very old Dirk, no, I wouldn't say very old, but it was a very old team led by an old Dirk, old Jason Kidd, old Sean Marion, old Jason Terry, not old Tyson Chandler. Not a lot of people were giving this team a chance, but they won in 6 games, and Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, all those guys finally got their first ring. We cut to 2004 when it was the last time the Pistons won the NBA Finals, and this team is infamous for 1, beating the Lakers in 5 games at Super Team Lakers, 2, being one of the best defensive teams in NBA history, and 3, not really having a lot of star power. Their best player was Chauncey Billups, who isn't even in the Hall of Fame, so genuinely one of the greatest underdog stories in NBA history. Last time the Bulls won the championship was in 1998 when they beat the Jazz in 6 games on a Michael Jordan game winner with I think 15 seconds left or something like that. I don't remember. I wasn't alive back at that time. But this was their 6th championship in their franchise history, 6th in the Michael Jordan era, and their last of the three-peat, and after this, they would blow up the team. The last time the Rockets won it all was in 1995 when they beat the Magic in 4 games. This was their second of a back-to-back, 1994-1995. This team led by Hakeem, Clyde Drexler, Kenny the Jet Smith, and this was also the lowest seeded team ever to win the NBA Finals. We cut 12 years now to 1983, and it's the last time the 76ers won the NBA Finals, sweeping the Showtime Lakers in 4 games. This Sixers team was stacked: Julius Erving, Moses Malone, who, by the way, Moses Malone is the most underrated NBA player of all time. Mo Cheeks, pretty good roster. And by the way, in the 1980s alone, there were only 4 unique champions. That's unreal. I'm going to count the Seattle Supersonics, and the first and only time in their franchise history they won the NBA Finals came in 1979, where they beat the Washington Bullets in 5 games. This team was led by Jack Sikma and Dennis Johnson. You cut to just 1 year prior, 1978, and it was the last time the Wizards won the NBA Finals. When they were known as the Washington Bullets, it was actually a rematch of 1970. I guess technically 1979 was a rematch of 1978, but you get the idea. Bullets Sonics again. This time the Bullets beat the Sonics in 7 games. Wes Unseld won Finals MVP. You cut just 1 year prior to 1977, and it was the last and only time the Blazers won the NBA Finals, beating the 76ers in 6 games. This team was led by Bill Walton, who won Finals MVP and is one of the greatest what-ifs in NBA history. Rest in peace to a legend. And this team was also the youngest NBA team ever to win the NBA Finals. This is our third to last team, and it's the last time the Knicks won the NBA Finals, winning in 1973, beating the Lakers in 5 games, and Willis Reed won Finals MVP. Our second to last team is the Hawks, and the last time they won the NBA Finals was all the way back in 1958. When they were still in St. Louis, this team was led by Bob Pettit. They beat the Celtics in 6 games. By the way, Bob Pettit is an OG GOAT of the NBA. And now we have our last team, the Sacramento Kings, and the last time they won the NBA Finals was all the way back in 1951, the longest drought in the NBA, back when they were the Rochester Royals as they beat the Knicks in 7 games. An absolute unreal drought. And that's the end of the video, guys. When's the last time your NBA team won the finals, if they've won it all? What do you think the next time they're winning the finals is? And yeah, that's about it. Jesus loves you, and goodbye.